you my autobiography, and I've entitled it Becoming Me, an autobiography by Chad Putman. And I'd also like to dedicate this autobiography, this forward, and the chapters that I have written and that I'll be sharing on YouTube to my mom, Kathy Putman, who is my recovery angel and biggest support and has been an incredible source of encouragement through many of my ups and downs, including my entire family, but definitely my mom is my recovery angel, and also my husband, Spiro Zulis, who has been a rock and a huge part of my life for nearly 20 years now. And I love him dearly, and I'm so grateful that he's in my life. So these chapters and this forward is dedicated to both my mom and my husband. Becoming Me, an autobiography by Chad Putman. Forward. When I was 4 years old, my parents legally changed my name from Rarin to Chad. I always thought it was spelled Rarin, Rearon, and not Rarin, Reron. But my mom has corrected me on this. One of my few memories I have from these early years is a small blue bench, probably no bigger than 10 to 12 inches tall and maybe a foot wide. Across the top in red letters, it read, Rarin. I've enjoyed sharing this tidbit about my life in particular situations. You know, those group settings and workshops when they ask you to share something interesting about yourself. I think it's pretty unique, and I've often wondered what it would have been like for me if I was never renamed Chad. In fact, Chad, Rarin, Sport, etc., were just a few words in a list of names that took up a small page in a notepad. I've seen this list among my childhood photos, and I found it most intriguing to review and ponder as my parents did, contemplating what to name this boy who came into their lives on May 31st, 1975. My dad won, is the way I look at it. My mom already had gotten her daughter, born on Christmas Day no less, and was named accordingly, Christine Marie, like Merry Christmas, but backwards in a way. Not a date of birth my sister loved. She actually kind of despised it. But nonetheless, my mom, being the good codependent she is, love you, mom, I think begrudgingly allowed my dad to make the final decision on the family boy. Thus, Rarin, like rarin to go, like a race car, I was named. Then, one day when I was 4 years old, my parents no longer referred to me as Rarin, but Chad, having legally changed my name on my birth certificate. My child and teen years were filled with an abundance of pleasure and comforts in comparison to many other kids and teens around the world. I was a boy, the youngest child, Caucasian, living in a small town in upstate New York, a town that celebrated its 200-year anniversary around the time I graduated from high school. I wasn't spoiled, but I didn't want for much. My family had the means to buy a home, 2 cars, dogs, occasional family trips, pay for summer camps, and encourage me to participate in sports, from t-ball to little league, soccer from junior league to varsity team. Despite the comfortable life, I imploded around the age of 18 to 21. When I say imploded, I mean excessive alcohol, cannabis, suicidal ideation, inpatient, psychiatric hospitalization, drug and alcohol rehabilitation, outpatient, residential treatment, and eventually individual therapy in my early days of recovery from addiction. My recovery journey lasted 25 years. Amazing things happened, and I truly experienced life beyond my wildest imagination. I was blessed 1,000 times over. I truly had it all: a wonderful husband, a home, a great job, career, community standing, vacations, cars, pets, kayaks. Certainly, the 2 decades also came with some bumps in the road, but overall, I was happy and living life successfully. Fast forward to the end of the summer 2022, I found myself headed down a new self destructive path. Spearheaded by my ongoing struggle with sex addiction and a reoccurrence with illicit drugs, despite being happily married to an amazing man, I took advantage of our open relationship and unexpectedly stumbled upon a new compulsion. Simply by hooking up on the dating apps, I was introduced to chemsex. My experience lasted around 10 months and it nearly killed me. After multiple insane episodes, I came to the startling realization that my life was on the cliff of disaster. I realized quite painfully New Year's Eve weekend 2023, after a near overdose on GHB, everything had to change if I didn't want to die.